Hello everyone, this is Lori from Grammy's Keepsakes, and I'm coming to you today to show you how I do my flower pounding. I've been out in the yard and I have a few clippings of flowers, trees, weeds, all kinds of good stuff. Probably a few spiders and bugs too, because they love this stuff. So what I've got here first is a board. Any old board, but I usually do this outside because the pounding is so loud and any board will work. And then I have parchment paper over the top. And I use a mallet. And I just put an assortment down and just lay it down how I'd like it to be. If it's too thick, I'll thin it out. And if there's bugs, we want them to go away. We don't want to pound those. That would be, it would add the wrong color. I'm sorry, that would be gross. Okay, and then I'm just going to place my paper over the top of it, and I use just plain 20-pound copy paper and a mallet. So it's going to be loud. I apologize for the noise. I wish I knew how to edit and I could take the sound out, but amateur at work here. So bear with me. Here we go. And you can see how it comes through the paper. All the plants have their moisture and their dyes, and when you're pounding them, you're forcing it to be released. And then you can peel the plant off. And this yellow one, I think it's a goldenrod. It gets really messy. And then let's see if it has some more pigment in it. Let's give it another shot. Okay, here we go. That turned out pretty nice. And then the poor leaf or weed flower, it's history. And then when it dries, you can pick more of it off. And see how it comes through on this side? I love that. Okay, I'm just going to wipe this off a little bit. Sometimes I'll use a really thick, heavy gauge plastic bag, and they wipe off really nice too. Let's try a different type of a leaf. And I like to put it so that the veining is up. I want that towards the paper. And we'll just arrange it in random order. Get a new piece of paper. This leaf folded over on me. Here we go. Yes. Drive the neighbors crazy with my pounding outside. And then just peel off the leaves. And some of the leaves are going to give you a real nice imprint. And I think it has to do with the maturity of the leaves and the moisture. Okay. Here I've got a flower from Bush. And I'm just going to leave it intact. And I'm just manipulating the leaves so that I get the vein side up. And place my paper over it. And pound. Okay, some of the leaves didn't turn out very good, but that flower sure made a imprint. Let's try some of these. They look so gray on the back. I don't know if I've ever tried this one yet. Make sure that, no, that's not a spider. See if we can get a print from these. Almost looks skeletal. And then we'll try one more, and then I'll show you what I do with them when I'm done. See, I've got a hydrangea in here, or I'm sorry, not a hydrangea, hosta blooms, and they turn out so nice. Okay, this one is still budded. It hasn't opened yet, so I want to encourage it to open up. And then I can pull out some of the stamen. I don't want too much of that. Looks like I pulled off one of the petals. Okay, let's get a piece of paper. They're so pretty. They keep their purple color. And a little bit of yellow here and there in there for the stamens. Grab a paper towel. And what I like to do after I've done the flour pounding on the paper is I have a tea mixture in a spray bottle, and it's about 3 tea bags to a cup of water is the strength I like to use. And instead of dipping this, I like to just spray both sides. And with that tea mixture, you get that dye, but it makes it come through to the other side so nicely. And then I just let them dry. I don't put it in the oven to dry these because I still have plant on my paper and I don't want to bake that. And after the tea has all dried, I will pick off any more plant that I can, and then I like to iron it flat. But that turned out so pretty. Even where it wasn't very dark, it's showing up a little bit better now. Here's one I did a little bit earlier. The paper is still wet from the tea, but I got that from this plant, and it smells so fragrant. If we had smell-o-vision, it would be wonderful. And grasses, they work really well with the pounding also. And see if I have any other goodies in my box that we can... Here I have a hydrangea. I have not tried a hydrangea before. See if... Clip some of it away. I'm going to give this a try, and then see what happens. If it's too thick, it gets really difficult to discern where the leaves are, or petals. Just break it up a little bit. The more you pound it, the more color you're going to get. That's such a pale leaf. I'll have to see what it does when it dries. I didn't know what to expect. I've never tried this one before. Let's try some tea on it and see if that helps. There's a lot of petals on it still. And I imagine there's a million ways to do this. But it's fun, and I enjoy doing it outside more. This is so loud in the house. But it's so worth it. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna like that or not, but I will be able to use it for embellishments at least, right? Because there are no mistakes. Here's that pretty hosta bloom and some leaves. This is going to be pretty. And I experiment on paper to see how they're going to look. And then after that, then I'll try some on fabric and see how I like it on fabric. What other examples? Here I have this goldenrod. I think I just like making a mess. That's so pretty. It's going to be gorgeous when it dries. Well, I hope that you have some fun and make a mess outside. Thank you. Have a great day.